Word up.
All right.
We're vibing.
Stop talking shit about chat, Blaze.
Well, that's what I do most of the time is talk shit about people that aren't in the room.
I feel like I'm under attack. It's just a guilty conscience. Dude, is Mexico really about to beat Japan?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. I was really looking forward to a Japan-USA matchup. Mexico's fun, too.
Didn't Mexico beat the United States in... When was that? I can't remember.
I can't tell you anything about...
Did you see that? Did you watch that?
Game is happening, chat.
USA
1944,
game?
43, 42,
Trout Grand
41.
Slam? Yeah. Dude. Or the Turner Grand Slam.
Yeah. That was
Oh,
awesome.
man. I was just excited because I really like Trey Turner.
Yeah.
I always have, and feel like he's always been just a little underrated as a big leaguer.
Man.
Boy, it feels like a long time since I've seen these jerseys.
That's true.
The Illuminati jerseys that they only bust out for division.
Yep.
The Illuminati.
That's the decision Jack Johnson made. He had a guy going through the neutral zone by himself.
Jack Johnson.
And Jack Johnson was like, how about I just give this up? You fucking bum.
Maybe next year the league should just do all Grateful Dead jerseys.
Disgusting.
How do we have a Grateful Dead night?
I don't know, but me and Eric used to run into that dude that sells those shirts out there.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Hey guys, how'd you guys do?" And we're like, "I don't know. We made enough to scalp tickets."
Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. I will tell you, man, I've been stressing about money a lot in the last 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just bad luck, you know.
Just the windshield and
Yeah,
stuff.
the windshield, the broken phone, a bunch of, just a bunch of stuff that just hasn't gone my way.
Did you get a new phone, by the way?
I did.
Oh, nice. That night?
No, I went that night and ordered it, but I couldn't.
Oh,
It showed
okay.
up the next day.
Oh,
so.
got it.
But this is actually my third today. This case,
Yeah.
it's my third case that I've bought for this phone because the first one I couldn't fit into my car charger because of the kickstand on the back.
Yeah.
And the second one I just fucking hated it. And so this came in the mail today and is exactly what I wanted. And I'm like, finally.
Third time's the charm.
But I've been high stress about money lately. And
Same.
the one thing that I laugh about is when I stress about money now is that it's not how am I going to survive? How am I going to pay rent? How am I going to it's more like what's my pay schedule for these things? What's happening?
Yeah.
What money do I need to be able to pay out for all the different things that are happening?
That was hockey wasn't the most expensive sport this year for my kids.
Really? What was?
Basketball.
Oh. Almost Chucky.
Which is insane.
That's
to me.
holding, my man.
Yep.
That would have been holding in the NFL. Curtis McDermott just scored a goal?
Nah, I knew he tipped it.
Are we
sure?
sure?
Pretty sure.
It looked like it went off a Chicago Blackhawk leg.
Yeah.
It could have. Oh, he's going.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now you can't bench him.
I will fucking kill you.
In the lineup.
You'd rather bench Brad Hunt, who also gets a point on this play.
Right there.
Yeah.
Does Newey? I don't
Yeah,
think Newey
no.
touched
No,
it.
that puck is headed
It
wide.
definitely goes off.
Way
Look
wide.
where he is.
No, I know.
Look where he is, man.
Thing is 5 feet wide, but
That puck is headed that puck is headed further wide than he is tall.
He was just dumping it in the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, if those are the bounces Colorado's getting, this is going to be a blowout.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the best shift from the fourth line in 4 games.
It's been a while, yeah. Who gets the secondary?
Nieto.
Is it?
Yeah, he's the one in the corner that rims it.
You're right.
McDermott from Hunt Nieto. Secondary scoring, baby.
Dope.
Secondary scoring or Chicago Blackhawks?
Both.
I mean, that was such
Both
a
are
bad luck
true.
goal.
Thing about bad luck goals is they could happen
Watch
to
this,
anyone.
dude. Look at that thing.
It's so funny.
It's headed for the
It's
T
awesome.
in
Yeah.
Kaiwit.
He was probably trying to pass it to
Is it Kaiwit? I think it's Kawit.
Kawit, great. Okay.
Might be Qwit. I don't know.
Oh, I told you guys I ordered some QP. Yep.
What is that?
It's Japanese mayo.
Wait. Oh, really?
So
I love like that Japan has like mascots for every city.
It's
Like-
so dope.
Dude, the U.S. needs to do it and make it U.S. though.
the John Oliver skit
Yes.
about that was
Yeah.
so goddamn funny, man. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Look at those two. Couple of bums.
I mean, they did say EJ's close, right? He's practicing with the team now.
Yeah.
What's Manson's timeline look like?
Hoping to
Don't
be on the
know.
ice by the end of the month, but they won't tell you that publicly.
Yeah.
But everyone seems close besides Landy, basically.
Yeah.
Well, and Landy's like whenever he decides, right?
Yep.
Get another.
I don't know.
Stupid goal.
Logic Brain says he's not there at the start of round one. But
Don't leave it to hockey players to not
Human
put them
brain
in the lineup. Yeah.
that puts together like he's the captain, he's missed all the games.
if that dude's like 75% for round one. yeah.
Right, like he's gonna really, really wanna go.
Yeah. Well, A1 start. Now you get another opportunity to try and bury a team and make your life easy again. Seeing a whole lot of these bottom two lines to start this game, huh?
Wow.
Yeah, I can't believe they didn't step up
Okay.
to that. They just let him do that.
Yeah, they just let that happen to them.
There's no pressing.
Yeah, that was like a 5-alarm fire. Oh my gosh.
That should have been a goal.
Yeah, it
was
should have
Bo.
been. This line used up all the luck.
I guess. Till they score again right here. Ooh,
Oh.
Chucky! Ooh,
I wanted that, man.
yeah.
I want a Galchenyuk goal.
Megan's tweeting from the rink, right?
I assume, but I didn't talk to her.
Okay.
Is that off the post?
It was.
Looked like it. Maybe
yeah.
save and post, but yeah.
That's off the post.
Yeah.
What an awesome shot
Yeah,
that
that was
was.
kinda
Great Adam.
That was
Yeah.
kind of sick. The one time you're allowed to use the corner cam.
Just got dumped in
She's
the corner
doing
there.
it. We're good.
We are in line for Curtis McDermott playing 25 minutes tonight.
Yep.
He is still out
Yep,
there.
they
He's gonna get a second
Here
goal.
we go. Here we go.
Oh, a little wide.
It's about as good as his first shot.
Well, I mean, you gotta go back to what works, right? Go back to the well there.
Oh my God, Kurt.
He
You can't just
got
get
knocked
dumped
down
at center ice.
by a guy that's half his size.
Time check is 13:51, 50, 49, 48, 47.
Oh, sure. why
And the
not? There
rebound.
we go.
Oh, what a save!
I think he
Was that
just
knobbed it?
no. I think he biffed that.
I think he got the paddle on. Like, he
I
did
think
not
he-
put a good shot on it, but
I think he biffs this rebound.
Stalak gets a paddle on it, I'm pretty sure.
What's going on here? Was that icing?
Yeah.
Pretty sure he gets the paddle. He reaches the paddle out here. Yep.
Oh my God.
What a save.
Unreal save.
Oh, you just had to put it on the ice.
The one time it's like, just go backhand, bro.
Don't lift it.
Wow. All right. Well, they got an all-world save after getting an all-world bad bounce. So kind of
Evens
feels
out pretty quick.
Feels a little karmic here. Yeah, if Landy's playing, it's not in sheltered fourth line minutes.
No.
There it is.
Where is it?
Is Miko missing on purpose?
Not in early in games,
Yeah,
no.
I know.
Later on in games, I will buy this.
I was playing hockey this weekend. I was telling one of the guys, I was like, you know, like 95% of goals are scored on the ice. And I was like, my kids all want to shoot high because they think it looks cool. And then I got off the bench, got the puck, and then shot it top
Ripped
shelf.
it over.
And he's like, what about scoring goals? And I was like, yeah, whatever. I can score up there too. You know what bothers me about that commercial is the Avs fake jersey, the person holding the stick. They're holding it in like the middle.
Yeah, it is super weird.
It's like really weird.
That's what bothers you?
Yeah. It's just like an unnatural way that
not
you grab a stick.
The other 67 things that are fucked up about that commercial?
That's the one that sticks out the most.
Fair enough.
Can't let every little thing bother you.
Dude. My dad gave me a literal small copy of Don't Sweat the Small Things when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was literally like this big.
Yeah.
Like pocket sized. Always stuck with me.
It's just an Avalanche amber, as always.
So if you were going to trade Makar for a center, for a 2C, Robin put this just on Twitter. He was joking, but I figure we're just chilling. So if you were going to trade him for a center, like where do you start?
McDavid.
Okay, so McDavid is a no. They'll say no.
McKinnon, if
Austin
you're
Matthews?
not the Avs. Yeah, Matthews would be interesting.
Do you think Toronto would do it?
I think they might.
Given the contract situation, I think they might.
Austin Matthews would be pretty close to home.
Would I like? Oh, do anyone below that? It's like, do I even want to trade Makar for that guy?
Well, it's like, would you consider it for... So, what about Draisaitl? Because for me,
I mean, of course, I would
I would
consider
say
it. but-
Draisaitl, but you have to give me something else.
Sure,
I wouldn't
yeah.
do Draisaitl. I mean,
Okay.
he's up there, but I'm with you, Rudo. That'd be a hard one to push.
Yep.
Braden Point?
Nah.
No.
Not without significantly more.
Okay, what else? I mean, work with me here. I'm not exclusively looking for a one-for-one. I'm just, what would pique your interest? If you're Chris McFarland, what would pique your interest?
Point and Sergachev.
That's what you're asking for?
Probably like a first or something too, but
Okay. Please?
I'm thinking. God, I don't know. I don't think I would do anything else.
I'm kind of with Blaze here. Like,
Jack Hughes?
Maybe Jack Hughes.
I don't
that was
even
one
think
that
I
was
don't
kinda
even
rolling
think I'd
around.
be that interested in that.
It's just the defense.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so valuable.
Yep. It's so hard to find defensemen, man.
What if it was for both Hughes
I don't.
from Jersey?
I really don't like Luke Hughes that much. Like, I know he's going to be really good, but
Wait, so
He
two
just-
forwards? Because one of them
'Cause he
Luke
can't
doesn't
play
know how
defense.
to play defense.
Well, I was gonna say, going back to the point thing, I was gonna say, what about Point and Cirelli?
I still like.
So then your 1-2-3 is set up.
But just given the
Man,
Avalanche,
that's-
they
you're
can't. They
deep
need a
through the middle there.
defenseman coming back.
You're deep through the middle. I just can't do it. Can't do it.
Barkov and Ekblad would be really interesting if Ekblad could stay healthy, but he just can't.
what about Barkov and Kachuk?
Boy, that'd be hard to say no to.
That would be pretty dope.
Why hard no to all the Hughes?
I just don't think Luke
Not-
Hughes is
not you.
Is like okay.
I just
Drew in chat says hard no to all the Hughes, and so I'm curious.
oh.
Because I'm saying if it's Jersey, Jack Hughes and Luke Hughes for Cale Makar sounds like the all-time great blockbuster.
It would be a banger.
Do you think
for
Luke's
sure.
gonna turn out to be a good defenseman though? Because the offense is definitely there. Like I would almost be like, we're gonna convert you to
Maybe.
a forward.
No way.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
I think
I don't know.
Well, and
His defense is not good.
staying with the Hughes family, yeah, Pedersen and Hughes was exactly where I was going next.
I don't think I would do Pedersen
Yeah.
and Hughes. I'd be more interested in the other Hughes brothers than that. The sheen has come off Quinn real fast. Not that he's not very good.
What do you mean?
But what do I mean? What do you mean?
I mean, he's maybe the only NHL caliber defenseman on that defense.
Oh, totally.
Well, Ethan Bear's there.
And he's just not elite. He's great, not elite.
Yeah, but Elias Pettersson is your 2C behind Nathan
I get
McKinnon?
it. I hear you.
With, you know,
I have faith
Oh.
in Luke Hughes being a good NHLer. I just don't know if he'll be able to play defense.
right. I mean, I think I agree with you. He'll be a good NHL player. I don't know if he'll be like insane or whatever.
Yeah.
But Jack Hughes
It's
would
already
be,
dope. Yeah.
would be absolutely tailor made. The perfect F.
Yep.
And he'd be your 2C. You'd still have Taves, you still have Byram, you still have Gerard, you still have Sean Barons. You'd be adding Luke Hughes to that group.
It's just-
so you wouldn't need Luke Hughes to be
It's just hard
insane.
for
If
me-
he becomes insane, then cool.
It's just hard for me to give up your number 1D, regardless of how good the player is, to play the role of 2C.
and you know that you're giving up
the best defenseman in the
generational
world.
talent.
yeah, the best maybe the best defenseman in the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
He still has a lot of proving himself, obviously. Because there have been some pretty good defenders and with the Nick Lidstroms and Chris Prongers and Scott
Yeah.
Niedermayers of the world.
But he's certainly on track.
Right. But 10 years of him doing what he's done already, especially if there are more cups ahead for him.
And if he's not in final form yet.
Yeah, if he's got more in the tank when he gets
He's
to
not.
25, 26, 27.
Look at
yeah.
Connor McDavid.
I know, I know.
Connor McDavid is perfect, incredible, right? But all these guys, 26, 27 years old, that's when they hit that like, this is it.
Yeah.
I've always liked Brant Clark. I don't know about being on his hype train, but I've always really liked him as a prospect. I'm really not into the Brant Clark's going to be a top pairing defenseman conversation.
Yeah, let's back off the gas pedal on that one.
Yeah, I want to see how he translates, but I mean, he's been
great. I
liked
liked him in his draft year, and the thing is, everybody tries to compare it to like first overall picks. If you get an NHLer at all out of that dude, that's a win. Like,
yeah, I mean, Darlene Power and Tage Thompson and a first round pick for Cale Makar, I think I would definitely do
yeah,
that.
okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
yeah.
Eventually,
'Cause
the
you're not-
value scale just gets too
Yeah,
heavy.
like you're like, oh, Tage Thompson's my 2C. Okay, that would have been an interesting conversation. But, now I still also have Rasmus Dahlin. Well, I've replaced Cale Makar.
Yeah.
As close as I'm going to be able to get, one
get,
for one.
you
Then you
get
also get Owen Power and a first-round pick?
Getting Owen Power is just like making EJ 13 years younger again. Like,
Only he would then get to play in a system where his skill set would be perfect for all
fit.
of his career.
and he didn't blow up his knee in a golf cart.
Yeah, man, EJ's had a really, really good career.
Yep. But you still wonder.
And it is super fair to wonder
Yep.
what becomes of Eric Johnson if he does not miss his sophomore year blowing out that knee.
Oh,
Yep.
what a bad pass.
Man, No, Zegras is not doing it for me on his own. That would have to be like Zegras, Terry, and Jamie Drysdale.
I don't know. Drysdale's not even that good.
Well, now he's coming off major injury.
Yeah.
How about this?
Mechanically, Makar and Bork just aren't similar players.
Yeah, they're not even remotely the same kinds of guys.
Like, Bork was an unbelievably high volume shooter with an incredible point shot.
Who was also just
Nails defenseman.
an all-world, does absolutely everything in the defensive zone
Yeah.
at an extremely high level.
Makar is much more of a person who uses skating.
Yeah.
Oh, nice grab.
Yeah. You gotta throw in the Bash Brothers if you're giving us Conway and Banks.
No, I want the kid that can't stop.
Espinoza?
Yeah. I think it was Luis Mendoza.
Oh, you're right. It was Luis Mendoza. I had it almost right. I was in the ballpark.
Was Abanajad and Fox? I don't think so. I guess at that point it's like what? I mean, Adam Fox is obviously insane.
Yeah.
Zibanejad is your 2C. I mean,
How many years are left on his deal? I don't know.
Fox?
No.
Zibanejad.
Zibanejad, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see.
Makar is much more of a walk-in wrister
about-
type guy.
Yeah.
If Columbus wins the lotto, the Bedard pick and Werenski.
For Makar?
Yep. Knowing Werenski's coming off season-ending injury.
No.
Throw in Line A, too. Oh, wait.
For
he doesn't play
Connor
there anymore.
Bedard.
Never mind.
Yeah, like awesome prospect. You don't know what he is yet.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. That's so tough, man.
That's two generational talents.
It's
one that's
just hard
proven.
because, like, what do you do with Bedard? Because McKinnon's still your 1C. Like,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And then he's your 2C.
I just...
We were talking about Austin Matthews as the 2C. Like,
It just... Well, but it doesn't matter who you put there. If you're putting them as your 2C, you're just limiting the value you're getting there no matter who it is.
not necessarily. You going to say that Evgeny Malkin's value has
I
been
hear
limited
ya.
in his career?
I get
or
what you're
Peter
saying,
Forsberg's
but-
value was limited in his career? Like, come on.
It's just tough.
On the ice.
Yeah.
Back when goalies didn't know how to goalie.
Stats
Yeah,
saying,
I mean,
on the
look at
ice.
this. So Michel Goulet's
On the ice.
move was cut into the net and then,
Slip it in.
slide it into the open net because goalies couldn't move laterally. Shane Wright and Matty Beniers, that's a hell no.
Yes, you're not even close.
Maybe Shane Wright, Matty Beniers, and their next 10 first rounders. I would think about that. I would still say no.
I wouldn't say yes to that in a million years.
Knowing that if you got 5 good NHL players out of those 10 first rounders, you'd be happy. None of them are going to be
I
Kyle
wouldn't
McCarr.
say yes to Heiskanen and Ottinger either. Now you throw in Jason Robertson, you got a conversation.
What? What? You guys, this isn't a passing drill.
Sure it is.
This isn't how many cool plays can we make to each other.
Is it though?
No, it's please go score goals.
Nice stick.
Sometimes predators like to play with their food a little bit before they do.
How many
Good thing.
first rounder if it's only picks? It doesn't
There
matter.
isn't-
There isn't one.
There isn't
No.
a deal that the Avs would like in 10 years when Makar is old and decrepit. Maybe.
Old and decrepit.
But in the middle of their cup window, they would never, ever, ever trade Makar for picks ever.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, you have to consider contracts at some point. That's why the Matthews thing is like you'd get
Yeah,
1 year out of
exactly.
him, and then you'd have to pay him $15 million.
Yeah.
Whereas you have 3 more years of Cale Makar at $9 million before you have to pay him $15 million.
Where are you going?
Let's go into the retirement home, dude. He's got some shuffleboard to play. I mean, I know I've floated this conversation earlier with Arizona this year where I said if they won the first overall pick, would you do the Bedard pick and Logan Cooley for Makar?
And I'd still say no.
I would also say no because at that point you are getting 2 total unknowns. Like Logan Cooley looks like he could be a really good NHL player. Great, but
Cooley's way more of an unknown than Bedard.
yeah, I have no doubts. I would bet my entire professional reputation that Connor Bedard is a superstar in the
Same.
NHL.
I wouldn't think twice.
Yeah.
Is he Connor McDavid good? I don't know.
I
But
think
is he
he's
going to be
I
really,
think he's
really
going to be
good?
right there.
Yeah.
In that tier.
Yeah, I think he's going to be better than Austin Matthews. And he's going to be a little more of an all-around offensive
Yeah.
player. I don't know if he'll be as good defensively as Matthews is, but you know, he's also not 6'3", 210 pounds. So he's got some physical limitations that Matthews does not. Anyway, I always find conversations like that interesting just because, like, McDavid is Edmonton would be like, that's a fun idea, but no. I don't know, from Colorado's perspective,
That's
too.
offsides.
I would still be interested by that.
With McDavid?
Yeah.
Sure, because you're trading for your 1C at that point. Now McKinnon becomes the 2C in that math.
Yeah. Barzal, Dobson, and Sorokin? The answer is still no. Like, Barzal and Dobson are good players, and Sorokin looks like he's going to be an elite goaltender. Great, but how much better is Sorokin than Georgiev? Is it the difference between Makar and Dobson? Because I don't think it is. And Matty Barzal is a good player, but he don't score goals for you.
Yeah,
He's almost purely a
it would not do
playmaker.
it. Who's the more singular talent? Makar or Jokic?
I think it's Jokic
I don't
because
disagree.
just because you have never seen a center do this before,
Sure.
and there has been at least one NHL defenseman who has done this before, and that would be the only argument that I have.
Yeah.
It's insane watching him. The overall.
I mean, I guess unless we're considering, I mean, we just don't know what was real during the Wilt Chamberlain
Sure,
era.
right.
And the game, like the rules were so different, the game was so different.
Just a different universe, yeah.
Yeah, and Bobby Orr was just like 30 years, 40 years ahead of his time. That's all it was. Yeah, next to if they were to do McKinnon for Makar or McKinnon for McDavid for Makar straight up, I would probably run Rantanen, McDavid,
McKinnon on the wing, yeah.
Yeah. Which sort of defeats the purpose, but also was just like, good luck, dude. Would be curious. If you do that 1-for-1 swap, which team is better?
I don't
Because
know,
obviously
dude.
Edmonton gets
Like,
an elite defenseman.
Sure, but like Edmonton's problem is like even if they get a sick defense, it's still Jack Campbell, bro. Like
I mean, Stuart Skinner's still there, and he could be good.
he's not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a believer.
I'm not a believer, but I'm not going to say he's not good. His results have just been solid.
They've been solid. for now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll see what happens when he gets into a postseason series, and he has to be better than solid. We'll see. But
I think the Avs
same question exists for Alexander Georgiev.
The Avs just stay better though, right? Because your defensive core is more well-rounded anyways.
Your defense remains better.
Yeah, you're just losing. You're not turning into the Oilers where it's like you
Right.
just have to outscore your problems.
Now you still have a great defense, but now you also
can
have
just score at will.
you have a guy that's going to have a 150-point season.
Yeah.
Mikko.
Yeah, it's not great for Mikko. That's also a pretty nice play with the
It's
stick
a good
there.
play, but you just need better from
And
that
that's a
guy.
nice defensive play by
He
Mikko.
makes up for it.
Now go score, and you really make up for it.
Dude,
This
the
isn't-
lock looks like stuff
This
is just
isn't
hitting
morning
him.
skate, guys.
They're very confused because of all the day games they've played lately.
No kidding, right? All the East Coast games too.
Yeah.
Their circadian rhythms all fucked up. Like,
McKinnon was about to come just grab the puck from Gerard.
isn't this bedtime?
Why am I not a soul?
Oh no! You can't do that handoff with LOC,
yeah,
buddy.
it doesn't work quite the same.
McKinnon looks like he wants to get to 100 tonight.
Yeah, he kind of flying.
Yeah.
That's a hold.
That's a really nice play by Gerard,
It
though.
was pretty slick.
He gets it dumped in on him. He takes the contact. He keeps the puck
Pitchforks it
the
up
whole
boards
time.
to a teammate.
And he gets a
yeah.
controlled zone exit out of it. That's perfect.
Yep.
That's exactly how you want him to play it. Just stay on your feet, big fella. I see you wavering. Just stay on your feet, big fella.
He was making a decision.
Yeah, if the Avs made that deal, would the trio of Rantanen, McKinnon, McDavid
Be the
just
best,
go
like,
1, 2,
ever.
3?
Yeah. Whoa,
Would
great
they just
save.
go 1, 2, 3 in fantasy drafts every year?
Yeah, you would think so.
That power play.
Did that like sneak through and go off the post? Is that what happened? How did it end up like?
Does he
in
think he
behind
scored?
him? Well, he definitely didn't score. Okay, he just made a good save.
Yeah, it's just a good save. He's looking at it like
Yeah.
he missed something. The goalie just got in the way, man. I know you've been in Chicago all year, so you don't know what that looks like, but as Alex Stalock has the save of the game and one of the saves of the year.
Yeah, right. To be fair, his body wasn't in front of that save.
Yeah. That would be one that you kind of look up at the board and go, what the hell?
Yeah.
Nice play.
Nice job, Bo.
And not so
Not,
nice.
not so good.
I didn't like the handoff from Jack
Yeah,
Johnson.
it wasn't good.
He did it way early. Oh, that's really good defense.
That's not.
And that's a really job. That's such a bad job by Val.
Yep, he's got to at least corral that thing.
Now it's squirrely time.
This is-
Oh, let it go. Go. now.
This is what I don't like about teams coming off road trips.
Yep,
They're always sloppy.
they settle in and. Devontae has had to spend a day with his kids again, so he's tired dad.
I want to complain about bounces, but I know how this 1-0 score happened.
Yep.
Because like Chicago's getting pretty fortunate with some of these huge rebounds.
Yeah.
But
Just-
Avs
just
got the one
falling.
that went in the net.
Exactly.
Oh, that was a
This is
great
like-
transition there.
Stalock is getting the first save, but everything
It's
is just hitting
juice.
him.
Yeah. I don't even think he's seeing half of them, man. They're just hitting him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Come on, Devon. Although him having lower point totals might make him easier to sign. Would you give him a 7x7?
Yep.
30 years old, you'd do it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You both would do it?
Yeah.
That's you deal with that problem when he's
My
35. all right?
gosh.
That's 5 years from now's problem.
That is exactly what the Sharks said with Mark-Edward Vlasic.
And now it's a problem, but
It was a problem on the year 2.
Look, there's a window here, right?
Taves has also had more offensive upside than
Oh, my
Vlasic
goodness.
ever had. So
True, but Vlasic used to be one of the very,
I get
very
it. He
best.
was a premier shutdown D.
You're talking
but
about it was Vlasic, it was Ekholm, and it was Nicholas Chalmerson. For a long time, those were your top in zone
certainly
defenders in the
Vlasic and
NHL.
Hjalmarsson both fell off a fucking cliff, but
All right.
maybe not the best underlying period, but the Avs are up 1-0. Hard to be upset with that. Got to keep playing quality.
I don't
hockey,
love
though.
it.
Yeah. We know you didn't love it, and I can totally see where you're coming from on the underlyings. But you know what? If they go 1-0 every period, they win the hockey game. So
They got 2 periods to go 1-0 on, and then I will agree with you.
there you go. We'll be back, chat. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. you, chat. Chat. Carpet is better than hardwood. Come at me.
I mean, like, not in a kitchen.
Not a kitchen, not in a bathroom, obviously.
Dude, carpeted bathrooms?
You're a little bit a crazy person.
Awkward.
Yeah.
Just awkward.
But just about like anywhere where there's no actively running water in that room, carpet is better. Just blowing up our cameras. Oh, yeah. Great.
Yeah. I was talking to Allie the other day just about all of our equipment and everything.
Yeah.
And that was conversation that we were having was, it's not that we buy bad equipment. It's that we buy equipment that gets
Used way too much. Yeah.
grossly overused.
Yeah.
Because there just isn't equipment for this level of usage.
Right. I mean, there is equipment, right? But that's
Like,
But
TV
that's like
stations look at us and are like,
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in those houses with the carpet that goes up the side of the tub, and it is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's super weird. And like, one, if I had hardwood, my dog would scratch the shit out of it. And two, like, I feel terrible for him because he's always slipping and sliding all over the place.
It does make me laugh when Kirby can't get traction.
Yeah, it's funny when Kirby does it, when an 80-pound Rex comes flying through and slams into the
Sliding
wall.
around
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah, when Kirby slides into the wall, it's funny for us. We're always just like, are you okay? And then he just does the little dog thing. He shakes it off and goes right back to it.
And like, so we vacuum a lot. Not a big deal. I also like carpet because, you know, I record a lot of video and audio. And hardwood floors just echo way
Yeah,
more.
One of the issues when I'm up in Winnipeg, like every
Yeah.
room that I'm in sounds like it's hollow
Yeah.
because the sound is just like fucking sucks, dude.
A hot tub in the living room is just weird no matter how you shape it.
Unless it's in the middle, unless in the middle of it is a stripper pole. Because
Still
at
weird.
least at that point you leaned all the way into it. You just went full fucking ridiculous.
We've got to redo our deck railings.
Oof.
Not going to be fun.
I know how frustrating that is because the house 2 houses ago,
Yeah.
we had a like really bad deck and we tried to fix it ourselves and our landlord just wouldn't let us.
Oh, really?
We like offered to pay for it and do
Sure,
the work
sure.
and like and he was just like, no. Which made no sense. We weren't asking anything for him.
Just let us do this.
Seriously, he wouldn't let us.
I don't know. Like, we got the super stain resistant carpet, and like, I'm sure it's not like it won't save you from everything, but I was impressed by how stain resistant things are these days. AJ played some D4. I did not.
I played a lot of D4 and maxed out my character and shit.
Went in.
Cool. Yeah.
Did you kill? Were you even allowed to kill ball on the?
No. No, the D4 is all about chasing Lilith down.
Oh, I see.
And you're only allowed to play through Act 1. Oh, okay. You went down the street.
Nice warm burrito for your hands there, or what?
Put it in my little pouch.
I was playing D2 Remastered before I came in today, though. And that's when I did kill Bale. A bunch of times.
Yep.
I was doing Bale runs so I could level up my Boazon. Because I'd never played an Amazon before.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm trying to get one, like, jacked character on D2 before D4 comes out.
I see. I mean, look, if you leave a small child near a bucket of paint, that's on you.
Yeah, and I can totally understand carpets with kids being a problem. Makes sense. Don't have kids, so I don't care. Like, it's just not my problem.
Not a thing, yeah.
Wow, Mexico regained the lead.
And throwing.
I believe they call it pitching.
Yeah.
Spend too much time together. Said we spend too much time together. I was trying to explain to somebody my work schedule. And they were like,
What?
so you have one day off a week? I was like,
Yeah, pretty much.
sometimes.
And even that day, you're never not working with this job.
Like, this week will be weird because it'll be Saturday.
Yeah.
And we don't have any content of any kind set to go out.
Plan for Saturday.
Exactly. So, like, we'll actually have Saturday off, in which I will be playing the shit out of D4.
Yep.
I'm so excited to play a Necro.
Have fun.
I plan to.
Second period has begun, chat. 48, 47, 46,
No,
45.
not even close, man. Went back and found about a 10-second stretch in the first period where the Blackhawks had 6 skaters on the ice in the defensive zone.
Just straight.
And when I say 10 seconds, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, it was a full 10. Like, people weren't even trying to get off
Yeah.
for those 10 seconds.
No scrambling. Nobody's making a move for it. They're just playing defense with 6 dudes. I think the President Trophy is a cool thing for the NHL.
I think it's neat.
I think it's an accomplishment that any team that gets it should be proud of. You should
for
hang
sure.
a banner.
For sure.
Should be something to aspire to. It's great. The people who are like, oh, it doesn't mean anything because they don't win the Stanley Cup, like, I feel like I missed the point.
I don't agree with that. Yeah.
I just feel like they missed the point, or, oh, it's cursed or whatever. And it's like, no, it's not.
There are no curses. The Avs proved that last year when they touched the Campbell Cup. Clarence Cup. I forget which one the West is.
I also forget. I don't know. I don't know. I don't love that they get the first penalty of the game after that.
Just for covering the puck with his hand, I guess. I mean, that's kind of one of those ones that you just can't do.
Yeah, I mean, winning 4 rounds in the AHL, it's so incredibly hard to do, and it's why like I don't like. For me, I'm like, if you get to a cup final, your era was a success.
Yep.
Like the Sharks,
Yeah.
all those Sharks guys, like
That
the
Vancouver era.
the Drew era Flyers.
Yeah.
Like, those were all successful eras, in my opinion, because you got to a cup final, and that's extremely difficult in its own right.
Yeah. There are plenty of teams that haven't even been to a cup final in ages,
Yeah.
let alone won one.
It was weird. Like, before last year, people would be like, oh, it's pathetic that the Avs have the 5th longest streak in the NHL since they've been to a conference final. And I'm like, God, we are really
He's
like
reaching.
like it's one thing when it's like, look, the Leafs haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967, and you're like, yeah, that is a
Mammoth
long
amount of
time.
time. Yeah.
That is a long time, and they have had some really good players in that time. What was that, by
Yeah,
the
that
way?
that was really
just
bad.
faded out.
By was it Eller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can't get that comfortable, Lars.
It's got to be out now.
Dude.
There you go.
Got bailed a little bit, but
It's not even that the Avs have. It's not even the toll that the cup run that the Avs had last year. Like, outside of Landeskog and I guess Helm, but even then, those guys had injuries that got re-injured.
you know, in this season.
Yeah, in this season, and like Nichushkin and Byram and all those guys. Like, those guys all have had
separate.
but just the Avs have just had the worst injury luck
Yep.
ever from a
Returning cup champ.
from a
yeah.
defending champ. Yeah, because if you look at it, they have had a harder time than they've been less healthy than any other defending cup champ
in modern
in
NHL,
25 years.
yeah.
So it's not like, oh, this is a normal thing when they're defending a cup, because it's not. This is not
That
normal.
is well outside the norm for sure. I mean, not injury, but they were missing Kadri because of the suspension.
Yeah, and no Byram.
Yeah. But that was before.
Sure, but I mean,
Still matters for sure.
in theory, Byram being next to Gerard would have
Changes
kept
that
Patrick
defense
Nemeth.
significantly, yeah.
Yeah, I will always, like, I'm never going to take away from what Tampa Bay accomplished. It is extremely hard to do what they did. But they, like, Kucherov missed the exact period of time that he needed to miss
Yep.
because the season was the length that it was. In a normal season, they wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yep.
Or he would have had to have missed all 82 games. And I don't think they would have been willing to do that. Like, Tampa Bay got set up with a perfect set of circumstances that they absolutely took advantage of. And you give them the credit. Like, they built great hockey
absolutely.
teams. They also got 2 really easy cup final opponents. It was not easy to get there.
Even if you believe that was a bit fluky, they still made it to the Cup Finals
Right.
last year. Like,
And
Who knows what they'll do this year?
well,
Yeah,
and
right.
they won 2 games against that Avs team.
Yep.
One of them comfortably. And like, we all think that Avs team was one of the better cup champions of the last 20
yeah.
years.
Dude, this fourth line is playing insanely well.
I don't really think that this year the Avs play down to teams a little bit because they're not as good as they were last year.
They're not as good as they were last year. They regularly are getting the shortest end of the schedule stick.
Yeah.
Like,
I talked about it before this game. Like, teams that come off of road trips that are 4 or more games regularly struggle first game back. It is an extremely common thing. because it's almost like a fifth road game in a row. They're tired. They haven't kind of gotten into any sort of rhythm. They're back home, but only just.
Yep.
Like
The travel is still the travel.
yeah,
Like,
this
even if
team
it's
will be
home,
way different.
come Wednesday.
Yeah, come Wednesday, they will be way more comfortable. I don't know if they'll play as well. I have no idea. They've been like weird at home this year.
They have not been great at home. It's true.
But like hurts the knee. But like this is a sluggish start to this game for the Avs. This is not getting that McKinnon goal and making this 2-0 and really, really putting that pressure on Chicago early.
Yep.
Is a huge factor in this. Also, that was as blatant a pick as I've ever seen in the NHL.
Didn't matter.
Yeah, I actually can't believe that didn't get called.
Hey, Dennis the Menace. You just can't take him out of the lineup.
That was exceptionally well played.
Val played that perfectly, man.
I have no idea what Stalock is doing out that far.
He was in Narnia a little bit on that play for sure, but Malgin gets the puck in the D zone, gets him up the ice,
Great play.
and then
Great.
just hands it to Val, and Val
And Stalock
suckers
is just
everybody.
nowhere, dude.
Yeah. Stalock is so committed to this Val shot for no
Yeah.
apparent reason.
He's way the hell out there challenging him.
And then Val's like, cool, I just won't shoot it then.
Like, that's horrible
that
goaltending.
pushback is so bad, too. Like,
That's
it's just bad.
horrible goaltending.
It's just bad.
He shouldn't be outside of his crease at all. He should be at the top of his crease. And then when that pass gets made,
Slide to your post.
exactly, he should be going into the reverse VH and closing up that post. That's, wow, that is so bad. And credit to those guys for making a nice play and taking advantage.
Yep.
I mean, it's not their fault that Alex Stalock decided not to play goaltender.
Yep.
Ooh.
That was not a quality shot.
That was 3 feet wide.
I mean, I'm assuming Georgiev got a piece of it, but
I don't think he did. I think it was just a bad shank.
Avs got a break there.
take him where you can get him.
They've not been good defensively tonight.
Hasn't
No.
mattered.
You look at
Oh.
you look at what the defensive lineup is. I don't think it's a big surprise, but also this is Chicago.
Yeah, Erod was mad about that.
Yeah,
I'm
he
getting
didn't
up and
like
I'm
it.
giving it back.
I was a little worried that was going to be kneeing.
He hip checked him. How's that a knee?
I think that's what he's asking.
That's a total
That's
optics
BS.
call.
That's just 2 good hits.
That dude
I mean,
had
he's
the
mad.
puck.
Yeah.
That dude had the puck. And EJ, the Erod there was saying he never had the puck. He
Yeah.
never touched it.
Yeah.
That's why I was worried it was kneeing. 'Cause it was close to it.
It was close, but
He got him though.
wasn't.
That's a good.
Yeah,
that's
it
a good.
wasn't.
That's a good hit.
I'm
That's
pretty-
coward shit right there.
Calling that is garbage. You can't make that call. We're at a commercial break. Get you a time check in a second.
Whew. Go for another one of those.
You are a dump truck of a human.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm so jealous.
Eric bought me a second burrito once just to watch me eat it. Just be like,
Just to
All
prove
right.
that you could.
yeah. He's like, all right, never mind. You could. He thought I was all talk. Yeah.
I just don't know how Erod's the only one to get 2 there. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Loved Hayduk.
Tripping? I mean, we can't trust Altitude's graphics, but whoever wanted the time check, 12, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20.
Damn, LLC.
Get one. Oh.
Boy, he is one that could use one to go in the net for him.
Man, he just needed to wrap that around. Yo, that shouldn't be offside. They brought that shit back in.
They put it back in.
Yeah.
You can't trust these refs and lineies here, man.
That's a weird attempt.
I want to see. Oh, okay.
That's a weird attempt.
Yeah, that was odd.
See, that you could argue was tripping.
Yeah.
See how all the abs kind of stopped and were like looking around. Like, okay, well, that has to get out if you're going to do that.
Got away with
out.
it.
It's out.
Jesus.
In a roundabout way.
This is going to be their sloppy play like ass and still win a hockey game.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. To be honest, as long as you win.
Yep. Doesn't matter how.
Oh, and you have a 2-on-1.
Dunk 'em, Lars. You didn't dunk 'em, Lars.
Did it hit the post?
I don't think so, but we
Just
don't
the way
have the
Stalock
sound on.
reacted?
Sure. He's reacted to that to like half of his own saves tonight, though. Oh, it did. Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty close to the corner, too. Just a touch high. No, great camera
Sick
angle.
camera.
Love that for us, yeah. How is this game 5-4 now? What the hell happened?
Japan?
Yeah. No, Japan's down 1.
Oh.
But they have a runner on second with some amount of outs. I can't tell.
God damn. Dude, WC is
Popping this year,
off
yeah.
this year. It's been so good. I didn't pay attention to group stage stuff at all.
Me either, really.
For me, I think it's just too early for baseball. But also, what kind of free time have I had?
It's fair.
You know, with this Avs schedule where they literally go
Every
an
other
entire
day
month.
for a month, yep.
It's more than every other day.
It is. You're not wrong.
Like
couple back-to-backs
December,
in
I
there.
think December had their most condensed, like 16 and 30.
Yep.
And I think March was 15.
Yep.
And then they get 2 days off
Yeah.
next week.
Well, the 30th
They
and
get
the
Thursday,
1st,
Friday,
they get off.
and then they get the first, and they play the first.
Yep.
Then they get the second and third off.
Yep. It's very weird.
And it's like, dude. The crazy part about the World Baseball Classic is how many people have watched it worldwide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because United
it's
States
crushing
ratings,
it outside the U.S. Yeah.
the U.S. ratings have not been great,
Yep.
but the ratings everywhere else combined
Are insane.
have been like astronomical.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that's because the United States, it's cool to not care.
Word.
There's the best
You know?
comfer.
Boo. Oh, sorry.
What's the problem?
It's Wisco.
He's
I just booed
He's a
Wisco.
Minnesota man.
I guess I still don't see what's the problem.
Minnesota deserved to win that whole thing.
I see. So why didn't they?
They lost an OT.
So
Wisco.
they didn't deserve it then?
Oh, you're looking at this rational right
Sorry,
now? Is that
man.
what you're saying?
So I did a DNVR Nuggets pod one time, and one of the people that watches the Nuggets pod a lot, but also like watches the other pods every once in a while, was a top comment on the show that day, and they said, I used to think AJ was a huge asshole. And then I just realized he's pragmatic all the time. And I realized that that's just how his brain works, and he makes a lot more sense to me. And that comment has stuck with me for fucking ever.
I mean, I don't even think that's an inaccurate comment.
I don't either. It's just watching somebody
Yeah.
break you down like that was like, shit, dude. I mean, it's not even like a bad thing. It's just like, ugh. I mean, it's true. I can tell you from a relationship perspective, my pragmatism has been a sticking point with some people.
Some
Shoot it, man.
And one
Just
hockey
let it
going
rip,
on right
Bo.
now. Do shoot it. Just score.
Yeah, I'd let
Just
Miko rip
shoot
that thing.
I'm telling
Wouldn't have
you,
hated it.
he doesn't want to.
You're not wrong. And then McKinnon does
Oh my
some dope
god,
shit.
dude.
Bo gets a mile to set up Miko. Miko says, "Don't make me shoot." And JT doesn't finish.
Don't make me shoot, Dad.
That was a perfect little pick play from McKinnon right there.
But they're not calling that tonight, clearly, so you got to shoot that one, Miko. And it goes in.
Did he get it? Or
What a
did-
god.
Was
Get
it
it?
Val?
Did Val tip it?
It looked like-
Nah,
I think he tried.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't know
he
if he got
tried,
it
but
or
I think
not.
he missed
If it was close, I'm sure Miko would be like, "You take it. You take it."
No, yeah. All right, let's go.
47. 47.
My goodness.
Update the tracker.
Add more pucks.
Oh, that's not even a McKinnon point either, so we can't even
Yeah,
add that shit.
It's Bo Comfer. I mean, that's just a perfect shot.
Oh, my goodness.
Poor Alex Stalock.
What are you supposed to do, man?
Yeah.
Miko from the dot, you're in trouble. Oh my god.
This is why I'm telling you, man. I love Austin Matthews. I think he is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's a better shooter than Miko.
I think his wrister's better. I don't think his one-timer's even in the same universe.
I just
Are we talking accuracy? We're talking.
Just generally.
if you have to score a goal, which guy do you prefer?
Oh, yeah.
If you have both guys on your team, which one are you trying to get to shoot first?
I mean, I think Miko's definitely more versatile because of the one-timer, because of his backhand.
Because of that little chip shot that he likes to do.
that
He
thing
can
doesn't
get that
work.
thing.
Don't.
What the fuck is this?
Uh-oh.
Mike broke.
Sad geriatric ass limp, Mike.
That Mike needs
Did the
Roman.
screw just come out or what?
Dude, I don't know. There was nowhere for him to shoot at that point.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
looking for the rebound.
So the Avs kind of decided to show up in the second period, and now this game's kind of just over.
Like, what the fuck?
Halfway to 6. It's got to be over, though.
Tiff, I need an adult.
The Mike did this.
It's.
Ow! Go away, that hurt. I don't want an adult anymore. That hurt.
This whole place is.
Oh.
That's all it does up here.
It is so shocky up here. It is.
Are we good?
Is it good? Is it steady for you? Did you solve it?
I think we're good.
Break it.
No, don't do
Break
that.
it.
All right, I think we're good.
Stress
Ow.
Literally me every time I get up from one of these
It was like a lightning bolt went through my pinky. Golly.
I mean, this last handful of games is a team that's finally gotten to a rhythm, playing reasonable opponents and playing some of their best hockey of the year.
Yeah.
And up until this Lecky and Makar stuff, like even with Lecky, I think you could say has been a relatively healthy stretch of the season for them.
It's just that the lineup has been mostly consistent.
Yeah.
Like, what was really annoying was when they would go 2 games and a guy would get hurt and he'd get hurt for 3 games. Then they in those 3 games, another guy would get hurt,
Yeah.
but he'd get hurt for 4 games.
And-
So you were just constantly shuffling
Yeah,
dudes
well,
in and out.
You go from a game where it's like, the Avs have 2 top 6 forwards in this game tonight. And then the next game's like, oh, they got one back, but now the lineup is upside down.
Yeah,
because they had to
exactly.
switch everyone around.
Well, and then it was like, oh, they got mostly healthy. Now none of these guys have played together, so they don't know
Right.
how to
Yeah.
utilize all of them. That's going to be them at the start of the playoffs, where they're just going to be like, well, we don't really know. Uh-oh. Boy.
Chicago looks like a team that wants to punish you on the rush, but then the Avs just keep up with them.
Remember when I was super right about him?
About Reichel? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I remember talking to somebody that works in an NHL front office,
Sure.
and them I was like, what do you think of all the Germans? Just like the influx
Just
at the same
generally,
time.
yeah.
And unprompted, like I didn't, like, that was it. Just, what do you think of the Germans? And I got we absolutely love Reichel. If Reichel is anywhere near our pick,
Taking him.
he is our, like, we've got our list, and we are really hoping that guy finds his way to us. And I will tell you, with how that draft panned out, they did not come close to getting him. Chicago was on that one.
Who's better right now? I guess it's like pretty tough to compare. Like Reichel has been really good in his short stint this year, but Peterka's been up all year.
Yeah, well, and Paterka obviously has, like, monsters ahead of him.
Yeah, for sure.
And so he's just has a totally different job.
Different role entirely.
That's a bad play by
Yeah,
you, Rod.
he should not have done any of that.
And a great recovery, just by them as a group.
I mean, and I didn't love Bo's dive there. He kind of
Yeah. No, that's bad.
yeah,
But
they recovered it. You're right.
yeah, the way they got back, it turned into nothing.
Yep.
When it looked like it might be a breakaway the other way, you're like, Like, the Avs aren't even playing particularly well. And it's 3-0, and Chicago is, like, increasingly having a hard time.
Doing anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Miko.
Yeah, see, if he wasn't playing next to Gerard, Byram would have had better defense there. Oh, that's Devon Taves next to him? Well, what other excuse can I find? This is the most
I see.
annoying things about fans to me. Is that, like, they'll be like, here's my preconceived notion. And then it's like, hey, here's all the reasons why that's wrong. And it'll be like, yeah, but this thing. And it's like, just...
Yeah,
All right, got it.
I don't know. Like, I think we do a really good job of being open to changing our opinion if presented with factual information.
Yeah.
And then people get mad at us because they present us this thing and we're like, that's not a fact. That's just some shit you made up.
Yeah. Or it's like a very specific, like, one little thing where you're like, okay, this could be true, but it doesn't change the overall picture of it.
Yep. Georgiev quietly has looked very good in this game.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything about it. Just let him do his thing. He's, like, locked in right now. It's
Yeah.
like, just do your thing, King.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to mess with you. Man, cherry limeades are so good.
I don't like limeades. You're not wrong.
It's not true. He likes things. There's just 4 of them.
I'm pretty picky, it's true. I actually like lots of foods. I just am very aware of what I don't like.
Yeah, that's how I am too, where I'm like, look, I'm just vocal. Like, I can't stand pickles, so
Yeah.
I'm vocal about that.
Yep.
I can't be around him. It's not like, oh, that's gross, or oh, I really don't mind them that much. They're just
like,
not my
no, they're
favorite.
the
It's
worst.
like, get them away from me. I will physically be ill around them. I tell you what, that Dame Time shit pisses me off. I love watching him play. He is incredible.
He's great.
Every time he taps that wrist, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You've been out of the second round once. And I appreciate his loyalty to the Blazers. And he doesn't want to go anywhere, and he wants to make it work there. I love all of that. I hate that Dame Time shit.
I don't. I wish more NHL players would do shit like that.
I hate it. Which is why I'm always a big fan of every time the Nuggets stuff it back down that guy's throat. And I'm just like, yeah, tap the wrist.
So do you hate Steph's go to sleep thing then too?
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Yeah. Okay.
I think having like a signature taunt is dorky.
It's definitely a really narrow.
Yeah, like I don't think it's cool guy shit at all.
Miko's like, that wasn't my fault. Check my skate.
Yeah, the Leafs have Tampa this round. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they're hurtling towards each other in the first round. Yeah.
Kovalenko's not coming over to North America ever to set foot on AHL ice.
No way. No, he would never come over for less than an NHL job.
Yep. They would have to hard promise him an NHL gig and then deliver on it. And I tell you what, those Russian players know each other. Every time you promise them something and you don't deliver, they talk.
Everyone tells everyone.
Yeah. And so the next promise that they make like that they don't deliver, like there will be a guy out there that's like,
build a reputation real fast. Yeah.
You'll build a reputation because the Russians are super tight knit, and they will tell you, they'll be like, nope, this got promised and this didn't happen, and like half the Russians are represented by Dan Milstein in his agency.
It's true.
So
They
you know
all
that
know
those
each other,
guys,
yeah.
those guys are advocating for jobs for their clients too. They will also tell their client,
Yeah.
no. These guys have bailed on 5 promises to guys in the past in a row. No, don't do it.
It's just like before Covey signed this contract, maybe there's a conversation where you could have brought him over for the AHL.
You definitely could have. He hadn't had the big breakout in the KHL.
Right.
And he was looking like maybe a fourth line guy.
But
at the
now-
time, the Avs had a really good
Right,
fourth line.
They were full anyway.
Yeah,
and,
that was when they had Nieto, Belmar, Calvert, like those types of guys. Like they were good there.
and now Covey's blossomed into a genuine star in the KHL.
Yeah, he's been one of the big time breakout guys offensively.
Yep.
And for my money, I'm kind of glad he's under contract for another year because you get to see if it's real.
And see if it's not just a 1 year.
Exactly, because if he goes out and does it again, then you're totally in love with the idea of bringing him over, and you have no problems making that promise to him.
Yep.
If he wants a promise of a top 6 job, he can't have that.
You just don't get those. Yeah.
Oh man, that is that was. It was all so good till that.
You've said a few times wanting to give Alex Newhook more talent. I know that's not a line mate, but
Yeah. So I don't think Mironov hurt them that much because Mironov was only here for 10 games. Mironov gave it a month.
he's also gone back and been kind of bad in the KHL.
Right, but when you're looking at like I wonder what Jaravilov does. Like
Sure.
how much does that do for them?
I mean, without saying any, I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
allowed to say. Like, I don't think he'll be going back and saying the Avs screwed him
From
over. I'll
from
put it
the
that
digging
way.
that we
Yeah.
from what little we were able to get about the Jaravilov situation.
I don't think there's any ill will there. I'll put it
Yeah, I
that
would
way.
agree with you. It did not sound like it was a thing with the organization not meeting any kind of expectation or whatever. Or the organization at all. Had nothing to do with the Avs.
Right.
And it really sucks because I liked him.
Me too.
And I thought that he might have a chance to be a
He
bottom
projected
pairing
as
guy.
a super steady, like 5'6"
Yep.
in the NHL for sure. That was nice, D there.
Okay.
More bottom six. The Avs just rolling it tonight. I should actually look at their TOI.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Billy. My logic brain feels exactly the same way about Landy's recovery. Or I guess my heart brain, my logic brain is like, they're not going to take any chances when he's already missed an entire season. They would rather punt on it and have him healthy for next year. But I just don't think that they're all going to be able to resist. I think human nature is going to take over the thirst for defending the cup, like especially if the Avs win a round or two and he still hasn't played. I think they're all going to be like, look how good we are, but we're about to get this guy back.
Yeah.
So the Avs big
It'd be hard
guns.
pressed to keep him off the ice too if he knows he can go.
The Avs top forward line is only on pace to play about 18 minutes tonight so far.
That's perfect.
Yep.
You'd love one more goal.
You would. The one more would just ice it.
Yeah,
You know?
you'd love one more goal, and then you straight up roll like it's a preseason game.
Yep. The defense not as great looking. Both Curtis and Brad Hunt are under 6.
It's crazy because it felt like McDermott was out there for the first 6 minutes of the game.
It did feel like that. My bad. Under 7. Sorry. So they'll probably get to like 12, assuming the lead is safe in the third.
Well, that Brad Hunt turnover isn't gonna the one he just
instill
made
any confidence.
is not gonna get him more ice time.
Yeah.
I think I have been blown away at how hard he regressed
It was immediate
from being just
too.
fine
Yeah.
to like
being
he completely fell
unbelievably
apart.
detrimental. Yeah.
Completely fell apart.
It was brutal.
Where I was legitimately like, okay, McDermott, like let's get healthy, man.
And like with Hunt, the thing was he was never good defensively, but there was at least enough offensive impact there where you could live with it. And then the offense just disappeared.
Yeah, there was nothing, and then say that. I think he has 8 points
out.
now.
Sure.
With the
but-
assist tonight, I think that puts him at 3 and 5.
Yeah. And the defensive lapses went from defensive lapses to just a disaster every time he stepped on the ice.
Yeah. Like, the dude's struggling against Chicago.
Yep.
Yeah, McDermott hasn't really even has honestly been so much worse this year than he was last year.
Hard agree.
Because last year we got to the point where him as a forward just didn't bother me.
It was totally tolerable for 7 minutes a night.
Yeah, and
Oh, that's where you hide somebody.
yeah, but he was fine.
Yeah.
How many guys have the Avs tried to hide at 7 minutes or lower this year that haven't been fine?
That's true.
Oh my god, dude.
He just took off on him.
Dennis just said, I go.
All right. Obviously, this is living in the moment, and we don't know how this turns out. But let's say that's the tonight is the last point that Dennis Morgan gives the Avs.
Okay.
Rest of the season, postseason 2, however long that run is. Do you still bring him back?
No.
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 If
Even-
if
you have
tonight was the last point, no.
You have a qualifying offer, remember, of like $800K.
No.
I say no. I don't care. If they bring him back, fine. If they replace him with another guy, fine.
It's like Knack.
Yeah, like there's a million of that dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not worried about it either way.
Okay.
If he, gives them another 3-4 points through the regular season and maybe gets a point in the playoffs, totally bring
Okay.
him back. But if he just dries up for the last 13 games, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't even like
Just
if he
curious.
gets a point in the playoffs. 2 points. I don't care about the stretch here.
All right.
We want to be impactful during the playoffs.
Just curious.
All right.
Yeah, at the same time, you do need those guys, right? Like that get you through a regular season. That's where a guy like McDermott, you're like, no great shakes, but it gets you through the regular season. You're not playing him when it matters. So.
Honestly, feels like the Avs are playing maybe their like C+ game, but Chicago's just bad, so they're up 3-0.
Yeah, exactly how I feel.
Not bad. We will be back a little later in intermission. BRB chat.
Yeah.
boop, beep, 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 boop, boop, beep, boop, beep. Not gonna lie, that baseball game was far more entertaining than this Avs game.
Yeah.
I tell you, I really don't mind like a week or two of chill games.
No, I do agree. We've gone through a lot of slog hockey games with the Avs this year.
Yeah. Yeah. The Avs also won a Stanley Cup without Peter Forsberg once upon a time, so maybe the argument that they don't need Sam Girard isn't very good. Guys.
All right, chat. Japan or Mexico?
What? That just got decided.
I mean, in baseball, but I'm talking generally.
Not trying to be rude, dude, but that's not close.
See, that's what I think too. But every time I try to talk to people about Japan, they don't know anything about Japan. So,
Dude, that's not even close. In case it's not clear, it's very obviously Japan.
it was clear to me.
Okay.
But I think a lot of people really like going to Mexico and like the all-inclusive resorts.
I'd be
and
willing to
stuff
bet
down
that
there.
a lot of white people really like going
Yeah,
to where they
yeah.
think they're going to be good and safe and it's all good.
Yeah.
I think Japan is just,
You don't have to tell me twice, man.
it's far and away the better call.
I was supposed to go there. Still
still-
salty about it.
I still feel bad about it.
Nothing you could do.
Yeah, but that's how my brain works, man. Thing with Japan is same thing with South Korea, man, where culturally there are so many things about that place that resonate with me that it's like if I ended up having to live there, I think it wouldn't take long for me to acclimate
wouldn't
outside
be-
of the language.
But the actual like culture shock wouldn't be that
exactly
bad. Yeah.
like probably eat a lot more fish than I do now, but
Sure.
I'd be fine with that because I've already started to tilt that way in my diet as it is. Fuck, man. Today I just bought a bunch of tuna.
You don't even go live in Kobe.
So
Have Kobe
you know,
beef every day.
Yeah, I could do that. That sounds great.
You also would have to be rich to do that, but that's
I
okay.
have a near zero chance of being beheaded in Japan. There you go. That's a good way to put it.
And you go back a couple hundred years, and that chance probably goes up to closer to 100%. So,
Yeah.
how times change. I don't know, Zach. And like again, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I don't know any other country where like they arrest a cartel member and they literally just go to war in the streets.
So, just out of curiosity, list of cities by homicide rate. It's a top 50 cities that have the highest homicide rate in the world of all cities not involved in a war. Excuse me. Not involved in a war. And with a population of at least 300,000 people.
Houston's number 1.
Okay?
Chicago's number 2.
No.
No.
Isn't like Louisiana number 1 now?
8. New Orleans is 8th in the world.
Oh, in the world.
In the world, yeah, sorry.
I was going
in the
US
world.
cities.
So it's homicides per 100,000, okay? 9 of the top 10 are cities
South
in
America.
Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yep. Oof. Mexico is 1 through 7. New Orleans is 8. And
Where
then
does-
Mexico is 9 and 10.
Where's Rio de Janeiro? Not on there?
So my point being,
Yeah.
when you try to make the argument that Mexico is not as bad as it might seem, there's hard data that might not support that stance as much.
The cartels.
I mean, you're talking 9 of the top 10 cities in the world, homicides per 100,000 people.
Yeah.
And some of these are crazy.
Jesus.
Like,
You all right?
I don't know
Good.
where Colima, Mexico is, but 181 homicides per 100,000.
That's like
Yeah, I'm not taking that chance, my man.
higher
Do
than 0.1%.
you need water?
No, I just need my body to realize that I'm not choking to death.
It's not even just like, it doesn't even stop there. Cities 13 and 14 are also Mexico. When you get towards the 40s, it becomes a lot of Colombia
Yeah.
and Brazil.
The thing with American cities is it's like people from those cities are like, oh, yeah, you just don't go to that part of town.
Yeah, and it's not like the United States is any great shakes. New Orleans is on here. Baltimore is on here. Memphis is on here. Cleveland is on here. Milwaukee. What they doing in Milwaukee? What
Milwaukee, huh?
Philadelphia? Like, outside of Milwaukee, none of those surprise me. All those cities have those reputations.
Yeah. Homicides alone don't make
Oh,
a
yeah.
city bad, but they definitely don't make a city good.
It's true. Like, homicides don't make a city bad. What point is being made? Like, these are the cities in which
I-
you have the highest
Dog,
chance of being murdered.
I told you there'd be some Mexico holdouts, all right?
I'm just saying, like, that's a really weird, like, stance to take, because if we open it up to crimes... All right, let's see if Google has a...
crime rates.
Yeah. I would be curious, because I don't know. Highest crime. Yeah, these all come back to homicide rates.
Yeah, not actual crime, which, like, what even qualifies for
But
a crime
also,
rate?
all of these lists that are most dangerous and violent cities in the world
Mexico.
almost all
Yeah.
start in Mexico. Okay. Crime index. What's the crime index? I'm not sure what the crime index is. It does not say. It does not specify. Am I scared to go to New Orleans? Yeah, there are some places in New Orleans.
there are definitely
I am
parts
not
of New
going.
Orleans I would be scared of going
Yeah,
to.
when my first time ever in St. Louis, somebody told me, they said, look,
just don't go to this
not trying to
area.
scare
Yeah.
you, but as a white guy, don't cross this bridge. And then everybody that I have ever met from St. Louis, when I told
Back
them
that
that,
up.
has said, oh, yeah, that's good advice.
When I was in New York, I accidentally got off in Jamaica, Queens, and the first thing I heard after popping my head out of the subway was, "Oh, white boy lost." And then this lady came up and she was like, "Hon, you look like you're lost. Can I help you out? I was like,
You look
I'm
like
trying to get to the airport.
you are a target for a crime right now. You're gonna want to go, my guy. Yeah, I mean, obviously that was like specific criteria of like high population places.
Yeah. Look, there are countries that are war-torn, civil war
Yeah.
stuff
Well,
going
and,
on where
like-
it's like
That list specifically excluded cities where or places where wars were taking place.
active conflicts are happening. Yeah. And like
which
obviously
should you should exclude them.
But there's like no one's like, oh yeah, I want to go to Ukraine as a tourist right now. Like
Yeah.
nobody wants to do
It's
that.
it's just what makes it hard about so many of those cities being in Mexico is okay, there are plenty of good parts that people go to. Where are they? Because now I feel
They're
like I'm
all on
having
the-
to do all
They're
of my
all on the
research.
beach.
Because nine of the 10 cities.
Cabo, Playa del Carmen.
My dad taught college in Mexico City, and he had an armed, basically like guard with him the whole time he was there.
I believe it. Denver really doesn't have that much of a ghetto anymore. When I was a kid, 5 Points used to be pretty bad.
Man, you say that, but boy, go on Twitter.
And this is like I spent a significant portion of my adult life living on East Colfax, and let me tell you, it just wasn't that bad.
What year is this?
2013 to 2020.
Yeah, it was pretty cleaned up even then.
And like you could probably talk about the warehouse district around Coors Field before they redid it all and all that. But
definitely. Dude, when we go to Lodo now, like Lodo when we
Yeah.
were kids,
it was way different.
unrecognizable. Oh my God, Dennis Morgan.
Dude wants it all.
Dude, Dennis Morgan against the Blackhawks looks like Nathan McKinnon against every other team.
Was it Rockies Stadium or the apartments behind it where they found all those? Was it decapitated heads of homeless people over there? when they
Yeah,
were-
that was over. It was over by the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
By Rocky Stadium.
That's
yeah.
terrible.
It was just in like some house though.
Was it? Is
Yeah,
that what it was?
yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what the crime index is.
But
It does not say, but it has Caracas, Venezuela, and then it has 3 cities from South Africa, then Honduras and Papua New Guinea, Afghanistan, Brazil, Australia, Brazil.
so the crime index is the cocaine index. Is
Yeah, well, I don't know what is in the crime because Baltimore is the top U.S.
up
city.
there? Yeah.
It's got Baltimore, Memphis, Detroit, Albuquerque, and then you start to get into some Mexico
So lots
cities.
of it's lots of drugs.
Yeah.
It's about the drugs.
The home of Walter White.
Yeah, I mean, Albuquerque being on that list, I can tell you that is certainly the crime of choice there.
Third period is going. It's been going for a minute, by the way, chat. I forget if I gave you a time check or not, but 16, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51.
You got to help him. The forwards have to help right there. More than they
worked
did.
fine.
It did, but that's because Chicago sucks.
Not wrong.
I love that play from
He
Galchenyuk.
whipped that thing, too.
Knew exactly what he wanted to do, made a good play. Oh!
This line kind of deserves a goal tonight.
Dude, it's Galley deserves a goal.
There's not a whole lot to the story. It's just a bunch of homeless dudes were found decapitated in a house.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I mean, that's exactly the kind of thing I like to do in a video game, but in real life, that's gross, dude.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember. Do you guys remember that video of the guy on 16th Street Mall with the PVC pipe a few years ago?
Whopping people.
Yeah. So there was I was driving home from the bar one night, and I was on Park Avenue. And this is like 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
And there was a dude he was just clearly on something.
Sure.
He was acting really erratic. And he kept picking up this bike wheel, this bike tire that he had. No bike.
Just the tire.
Just the tire.
Yeah.
He kept picking it up and he kept throwing it into the middle of the street and getting cars to like swerve around it.
Okay.
And it was a little unnerving because I was like like this is all happening in front of me, and then I start to get alongside of him. Oh my god!
And you're
Mac.
like, don't do this.
Yeah, and I'm like, come on. And then he started like skipping down the street, and I was like, all right, I guess he's in a good mood now.
Yeah.
And then a car smoked that tire, and the guy gets out and I'm like still driving, and like this is all now happening in the rearview mirror, and
Yeah.
it was just like. The guy got out and like started running after him, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is just nuts."
Yeah.
The worst thing I saw
Is that Newark? Yeah, it is.
in Denver was we used to work downtown in Independent Plaza, and somebody across the street jumped off the 4-story building on the 16th Street Mall.
Yeah, I worked in a hotel when someone did that in the lobby.
Awful. In the lobby? Like
Yeah.
open lobby?
Yep.
Gross.
Yeah, it was the Holiday Inn on Quebec Street, and it's 14 stories high,
Yeah.
and it's in a square,
Yeah.
and so the lobby is all open, so you can see all the rooms and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this kid lived in Wyoming, and he was a college kid, and was there with his friends on doing like I don't know if it was just like a weekend getaway or vacation or what, but was there with his homies and just was really really high and didn't know what he was doing.
Jeez.
And he was apparently sitting on the bed, and he got up and he ran out the door, and just hopped right over.
Yeah, Erod has not taken a shift in the third period. I don't know.
He was on the 7th floor, landed right on his neck, and
Oh my god.
I'm sitting there playing League of Legends at the desk on my laptop, and then you hear that crack, you hear that like
Thud.
crunching noise,
Yeah.
and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then you walk over, and it was just like, Jesus. Yeah, well, and it was because they didn't want to move. They didn't want to move it because they wanted to figure out,
Sure.
you know,
Crime scene stuff,
exactly.
yeah.
And so people were coming down all morning, like, "Is that a fucking body?" Oh my god, dude, it was a rough morning. The GM of that hotel, horrible, horrible human being. She was a horrible human being who treated everybody that day like shit. Like she was like mad that this had happened on her watch. Like no empathy whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't have any details on Erod. Just know that he's not playing right now. He played a shift with a minute left in the second, and that was his last shift.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be losing Lehkonen and Erod, and it's great. These are not all your star players, but your star players have to be able to play with somebody.
Yeah,
The Avs don't have last year's depth, and if that just starts disappearing, what do you do?
his last shift seemed fine. I don't know. He was kind of just cruising around.
Was it in the second or in the third?
The end of the second
End
was
of the
his last
second,
shift.
yeah. Oh, man. What?
Yeah, that was a choice. How do they get a 3-on-1 out of that?
And then a not competitive shot. LA taking it to Calgary. Man, LA has found another level at the end of the year.
Yep.
Believers unite. Had to get one of my predictions right.
I don't know if Myers is upset about not having a job with the Avs or not, but he had to understand the challenges when he signed with the team this talented.
Oh, for sure.
He had to know what he was getting himself into. He embraced that challenge, which, you know, kudos to him. And to be honest, he really wasn't that bad while he was up here.
Perfectly serviceable. You just can't. You have 1 point in
Yeah,
35
30
games.
Like,
yeah.
You just can't do it. I really liked Ben Myers 7 out of 10 games, but
You just got to produce a little
yeah,
bit
exactly.
as a
You
forward.
just
yeah.
I talk about it all the time with guys like LOC. You know, I know
Yeah.
Megan doesn't love my point that you play forward. You have to produce points.
It's like LOC produces just enough.
Yeah, and this year he's produced more than he honestly has been fine.
He-
It's the goal scoring in
Yeah,
particular that's been a
right.
problem.
But he's picking up assists at an okay rate.
But yeah, like his points, like if I get 25 points out of LOC every single year, you're fine. You have zero problems with that.
The difference between 25 points and 12 is massive.
It's a
though.
huge difference, though. It may not sound like a ton when you're talking about not very many points, but you're going from 12 points is almost a guy
every
that
eighth game,
you
yeah.
may have a strong argument that unless he's doing other things,
Unless he's an elite PK. Or
yeah,
Like,
he does not belong on your NHL roster.
yeah. And look,
But with Myers, I mean, you know, Myers, how different is Ben Myers' experience this year if the Avalanche are remotely healthy while he's
does
up?
he get
And he's-
better players to play around.
Yeah, and he's not playing, you know, the same thing that happened with Martin Cow, where he's not playing with Jacob McDonald
Yeah.
or Curtis McDermott
Yeah.
or, you know, whatever they decided to roll out on that fourth line. Like,
Well, and it's not
how
only
different
that.
how different does it go? I don't know. I don't know the answer to
And-
that.
And you're looking at the end of this year. Let's go ahead and assume Darren Helm is gone or done.
Yeah, like he's immediately one of the guys that you're
Yep.
plugging into next year's roster. Now, Dennis Malgin and, to be honest with you, Alex Galchenyuk could change some of that math.
Definitely. And they can always go out and get a guy, but
And they could bring all of Darren Helm,
Oh,
Matt
boy.
Nieto, and Andrew Cogliano back if they wanted to. They could bring every single one of them back.
if they wanted to. And maybe we don't know what they'll do. We're not there yet, but Ben Myers is a reason for them to consider maybe not bringing that one extra guy back.
Yeah. I don't know what the risk of losing Cronin to an NHL job is. That is always a carousel.
Yep.
If you're Greg Cronin, though, you're a head coach of an AHL team. You've been one for a couple of years. You're going to make the playoffs again. You know, if you have a deep run and you start to get some heat in the NHL, you go.
Yep. If
Like-
the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah. Even if it's an assistant job, you go.
Yep.
I mean, no doubt Schneeks would, right?
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
100% Schneeks would.
See? You go.
Carlson's got 2 goals tonight, huh?
Did you see the one in front of the net?
I haven't watched it.
Just a
Dirty.
nasty move.
First or second goal?
Second.
I mean, he's going to win the Norris. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he is. I'm going to hate it. It's fine.
You're allowed to hate it.
Yeah.
Kaut got the secondary assist on that goal.
I also think it's awesome for him. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I love EK.
For the guy
so-
personally,
yeah.
it's sick.
But it's also like,
Great dude.
what happens now that such a big contract and so much time left on it?
Yep. Does it just immediately go right back into the tank or what? Yeah.
I mean, if you're the St. Louis Blues, what are we doing here? You have 3 first-round picks? Like, your defense kind of sucks. Now, EK doesn't obviously help you defensively, but you get that guy going offensively and maybe take Colton Parayko out of that one spot and put him back on your second pairing? Like, I don't know, man. If you're trying to retool, I would start there before going and getting another forward.
Well, I mean, I don't know what St. Louis is going to do, man, until they solve that problem in net.
Yep.
I mean,
Two nightmares back there.
there's nothing for them to do at that position. They're stuck.
Yeah, and it's just not good enough.
Like maybe they let Grice go and they go with Hofer, but Jordan Bennington's not going anywhere. There's too much time left on his contract.
And he's just not good enough.
And if he goes out and he completely bombs again, then you might be,
Try to bail your way out of it somehow.
you know,
but
you might be buying out the last 2 years of that thing.
I don't see how you can make. If you're looking strictly only at play on the ice, I don't see how you can make an argument for anyone but Erik Karlsson for the Norris.
Because he doesn't play defense much.
Okay, but the other guys at the top of that conversation might play better defense, but it's not. You're not talking about defensive monsters competing with him up there. And EK has just been so much better than everyone else on the offensive side when it comes to defense. Even Cale Makar, and part of that is because Makar hasn't had the games; he hasn't been healthy. But it's just not that close. Yeah, I mean, if we're being honest about it, the Norris has always been an award for the best defenseman that scores at least like 40 points or something.
Scores a lot for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. I know you used an old logo for the Coyotes, and they all thought it was funny. But yeah, do whatever you want.
I just don't really. If I could
Use
use that logo, I would really prefer not to.
Yeah, use Jets 1.0 logo the next time they play the Coyotes. See how they feel about that shit. But yeah, whatever you want to do. Blues fans still don't hate Jordan Binnington's contract.
Correct.
They still haven't figured out that he's bad. It's full blown excuses for that guy still. Like you go and you look at when people are like, "Oh, he hasn't been any good this year. Here's this, here's that," And it's like, well, the defense in front of him is awful. It's all the same thing with the Ducks and Gibson. And it's just like, okay. Somehow, goalies on bad teams put up solid years every single year, but I'm supposed to believe this guy is really, really good despite being awful on a bad team. Okie doke. Now, I'm not about 2 defenseman trophies. A best defensive defenseman and a best defenseman.
No,
I'm not about it.
You get one award.
I don't think the Selke should be a thing
I don't even disagree.
because too much. That award has gotten screwed up because too much goes to which guy still scores points.
And even then, it's an entirely reputation-based award.
Yeah. Because people still think that Sasha Barkov's an elite 2-way player.
He's really
He's not.
good.
Yeah, he's really good.
But he's not a Selke candidate.
But it's like there's a difference
He
between
shouldn't
that.
be a Selke
And
candidate, I should say.
the preference for centers there, like Mark Stone, Val Nichushkin
They'll
could
never win
it.
one because they're not a center, and that's like messed up.
Yeah, because those guys have some of the best defensive impacts across all forwards in the NHL, but because they play wing,
Yep.
they can't win it.
Hey.
The LOC, that's fucking hilarious.
After Gerard did 3, he did like
Yeah,
1080
the
in
mega
corner.
spin. Morgan with an assist there too. All right, I guess we should send Tiff a title, probably, huh?
Yeah. Yo, so Morgan, king of the game,
Sure.
going an assist.
That's 2 points.
It's a good shot.
Perfect shot.
Yeah.
Good for him. He needed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that this is exactly how I wanted this game to be. It was sloppy and it was easy.
Yep.
No jokes.
The Avs
I was about to
continue
say
to get.
something to follow.
Well, it sounds like every night in
Those
college
two
for
things
me.
go hand in hand, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh.
Oh my god.
my
Hello,
goodness.
hello.
Let's go. We need 2 more for me.
Is that Dennis Morgan again?
No. No way.
Hell yeah.
Hat trick watch.
Yeah, pull the goalie.
That was one of those little floppers,
I
wasn't
mean,
it?
that's pretty
Yeah.
fortunate. Oh my God, is that fortunate?
Yeah, that's like totally free.
Just
Off the
nonsense
skate?
bounces left and
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. This is the good fortune game for the Avs. This is one of those games the Blackhawks are living through right now that the 16-17 Avs had to go through where they weren't really playing that poorly, but they got no luck whatsoever.
It was competitive
ever.
for a second, and then
Like,
things just fall apart.
They would play hard. It was a competitive game. It probably should be closer on the
Should be
scoreboard
more
than it
like
was.
3-2. Yeah.
And then some straight up bullshit would happen and it would get
And you
blown
just
open.
Get buried. Yeah.
I don't. The best part of that season was I went to the game against the Blackhawks when the Blackhawks were on
Beat the
that
streak.
25
Yeah,
point
I was
streak,
at that game too.
and the Avs just blew them out of the water. And they had buses full of Chicagoans there.
We got 2 tickets on the club level with $20 food included for $80 that game.
It was like I had so many people talk shit to me at a home game about the Avalanche. It was crazy.
Alrighty. Sometimes life is easy. Are you sending title right now, or you want me to do it?
I got it.
Thank you.
Colorado Avalanche, Bop, Hapless, Chicago.
They do what to them?
Bop them.
Okay, just bop.
Yeah. for 6th straight win.
Whee!
Wow, 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 wow.
Not to get everyone's hopes up, but word on the street is we might be working on a nuke shirt.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we can just tell them we are.
I mean, we're
Who knows if it becomes reality
That's what
or
I'm
not,
saying.
But
Yeah.
when you watch the Watchalong, sometimes you get a fun new thing, and we do have a Nachushkin shirt, at least in the hopper.
Did we miss another super chat? I see this super chat. I don't see any other ones. Oh, there it is.
Oh, shit, dude. Is that 2 assists for Sim Gerard, too?
Yeah, as is the $2. Sammy G, 200%. The work though, yeah. He on that 4th goal, it was
Is he
very
unsung
much
hero
Sammy
of the
G.
game?
Probably. And then $2 from Vaguely Sober as well, who says, King of the game for my birthday. Mulligan Mania is running wild. Happy birthday.
Yeah, I think that's 2 assists.
Yeah, I really don't have much problem with how anyone played tonight, other than Erod getting possibly hurt.
I forgot Byram had a point.
Yep. On the first goal.
Oh, McKinnon gets one.
He got a point.
Yeah, for right now, NHL.com has the Mulligan goal from McKinnon and Rantanen. So
The streak leaves.
the streak lives, but the drive for 100 is on.
I mean, one
That's it.
point.
That's
One
88.
point keeps him going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a 3-point night, you don't need to go a point per game
Yeah.
the rest of the way. But
Exactly.
if you do,
You make it.
you make it. If you do.
I mean, look, if you had to pick a game for McCarr to miss, this one turned out pretty good.
Yeah, this would have been the ones that you would have been like, please, this one.
Thank you for the $2, Sasha, who also says happy birthday to Vaguely Sober.
But
Oh, God.
you do want him back for Pittsburgh.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
You definitely want him back for Arizona games. They're good. They're scary. They're a monster. They're unstoppable. They're unbelievable.
All right, calm down.
I mean, they have to go against Mullet Magic, dude. That is
Mullet
not
Magic
great.
is like they've lost 11 games there still or something. Which
Yeah.
is like the record's really good
I was
at
gonna
home,
say they
but
have like a top 10 home
it's not like they
record.
don't lose at home.
They've never lost ever. I don't believe you. I don't believe that shot was 87 miles an hour from outside the zone to nothing in particular. I think you have lied to me, sir. Can't get any other graphic right. Why would I believe you got that one correct?
Not wrong. That
I
one
think that
comes
87 is the default.
That one comes from the NHL though,
Everything comes from the NHL.
not their Patrick Laine in the penalty box graphic.
That was also the NHL. Nice pass. I was going to say, does he get assists for Blackhawks goals too?
Really trying to rack them up.
Yeah. Oh.
Nico was like, "This one can go wide."
Okay, it's 3
fine.
minutes left of a 5-0 game, buddy. You don't need to be bullying some poor kid.
Shut up.
Whatever.
I can get 100 points tonight.
Do what you want to do.
All right, if you want to get points on Jack Johnson goals, that's allowed. But you trying to dance somebody and throw it to Miko in front of the net just feels like bullying.
Yeah. Stun on those kids.
I believe Michael Jordan once said, "Fuck them kids."
He did say that. I heard him.
Yeah.
What wise words.
Stop it.
Some kid was like,
Get some
AMJ,
help.
LeBron better. And he took that personally. I have a friend who doesn't watch anything, watch no sports, doesn't follow sports whatsoever. Watched that documentary and messaged me and was like, Michael Jordan was a psycho. I'm like, you know what's crazy is that instead of the takeaways all being Michael Jordan is a psycho, we all revered him for it. We were all just like, what an animal.
Kept finding ways.
That is crazy.
Did you just text back the guy from the locker room?
No, I texted back the picture of him holding up 6 after they won the 6th in 8 years.
Gotta have that in you. Like, wah.
Yeah, I mean, it is the same kind of toxic behavior.
For sure.
And there were a lot of people that compared McKinnon to that, and I was like, I don't think
Not
so.
the same. It's different. Yeah.
I don't think that he's the same. Like, I don't think everybody around him like hates him. I do think that it was getting there, but then you see how it changed this year.
Yep.
And I do think that winning the cup on some level chilled him out.
I feel like last year you started to see like part of maybe what got them there is he took a freaking chill pill and he's like, okay, this is fun.
Oh, I don't think he had any fun last year. I think the only fun he had was celebrating. And he had all of it. All the fun. But since then, he really has, like, he's obviously still dominant and driven, but that day-to-day crazy.
It's not
Has been-
not imploding on his teammates anymore.
Yeah. Having to have some of the, hey,
My bad.
yeah, sorry I just screamed at you at morning skate while we're on a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah. Here
Oh,
we
don't
go.
don't let two guys pick on him. Someone go over there.
Got to give a little bit of love to Buddy Robinson for not continuing that charade down there.
And insane that they didn't call a penalty there.
Yeah, that they didn't do a single thing about that.
And like match them up, throw them both out if you want, whatever. I don't care. But like
Dennis Morgan wants a hat trick.
he's looking for it.
He wants it. Don't pass. What's wrong with you? Don't fuck up Tip's graphic. Yeah, you can mess it up for a hat trick. You can't do it for a 2-point or 2 assists
For an
night.
assist, yeah. All right, chat, game's over. We appreciate all y'all hanging out with us. We got post game to do. We hope to see you there. We will talk to you in about 5 minutes.